Welcome, horror fans! Today I'm diving into the heart-stopping tale of the Forgotten Asylum. Picture this. In the heart of the countryside, far from the bustling city, lay the remains of an abandoned asylum, a looming structure of crumbling brick and shattered windows deserted for decades, yet it still held an air of malevolence. The townsfolk whispered tales of unspeakable horrors that had taken place within its walls, but no one dared to venture near. That is until a group of thrill-seeking friends, Emily, Jake, Sarah and Tom, decided to explore its eerie corridors. It was a cold, moonless night when they arrived at the asylum. The wind howled through the trees and the darkness seemed to swallow them whole. Armed with only flashlights and their curiosity, they stepped through the rusted gates. The metal creaked ominously, as if warning them to turn back. The foyer was a labyrinth of peeling wallpaper and debris, the remnants of a once functional institution now reduced to decay. As they ventured deeper, the air grew colder, and an unsettling silence enveloped them. Emily, the most skeptical of the group, scoffed at the legends, but even she couldn't ignore the oppressive feeling that seemed to weigh on her chest. They reached the main hall, a cavernous space with a high ceiling and a broken chandelier hanging precariously. In the dim light, they could see rows of empty beds, their sheets tattered and stained. The friends exchanged nervous glances, their bravado beginning to waver. "Let's split up and cover more ground," Jake suggested, his voice echoing through the hall. They reluctantly agreed, each taking a different corridor. Emily found herself in what appeared to be the children's wing. The walls were adorned with faded murals of cheerful animals, a stark contrast to the haunting emptiness of the place. She shone her flashlight around, her heart pounding in her chest. Suddenly she heard a faint whisper, barely audible above the sound of her own breathing. "Help us!" She spun around, but there was no one there. The whisper came again, this time closer. Panic surged through her veins as she quickened her pace, desperate to find her friends. Meanwhile, Jake had stumbled upon the medical ward. The smell of antiseptic lingered in the air, mingling with the scent of decay. He peered into one of the rooms, his flashlight revealing rusted medical equipment and shattered glass. As he turned to leave, he caught a glimpse of movement in the corner of his eye. A shadowy figure stood at the end of the hall, watching him. "Hello?" he called out, his voice trembling. The figure remained silent, but its presence was palpable. Jake backed away, his heart racing. He needed to find the others and get out of this place. Sarah wandered into the electroshock therapy room, her flashlight flickering ominously. The chairs and restraints were still intact, a grim reminder of the asylum's dark history. She felt a cold breath on the back of her neck and spun around, but no one was there. Her flashlight flickered again, and for a moment she thought she saw a face in the darkness, twisted in pain and terror. Tom, exploring the morgue, felt a shiver run down his spine as he approached the cold storage units. He hesitated, then opened one of the drawers. To his horror, he found a decaying corpse, its eyes staring lifelessly at him. He stumbled back, barely suppressing a scream. The friends reconvened in the main hall, their faces pale and their expressions filled with fear. "We need to leave," Emily said, her voice trembling. The others nodded in agreement, but as they turned to go, the doors slammed shut with a deafening bang. A chilling laughter echoed through the hall, and the temperature dropped even further. They realized with horror that the asylum had no intention of letting them leave. They were not alone, and they never would be again. Thanks for joining me on this spine-chilling adventure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more terrifying